Okay, so I've already applied moisturizer. I haven't applied primer, which I will do right now. I'm just going to use like this little sample of this Peter Thomas Roth Skin to Die For. This primer is actually pretty good, so I've used it before and I like it, so I'm just going to use it, and I only have the sample. So this is the Morphe Fluidity Full Coverage Foundation, and then the concealer is the Morphe Fluidity Full Coverage Concealer. So they're both claiming full coverage already, but I got the shade for the foundation F1.120 and the concealer is C1.55. They have so many shades. When I was at Ulta trying to find my shade, like, I was overwhelmed with how many shades they had, first of all. So the foundation has 60 shades in total, and they have 5 different levels of like skin tones. So they have light, medium, tan, rich, and deep, and in each level they have 12 shades. So that's like so many shades. It obviously equals up to 60, but like you have a lot of different varieties of skin tones. And then not only that, but they have 4 different undertones to, you know, accommodate to each. So they have cool, neutral, olive, and warm. So they have the levels of skin tone, and they also have the not cool tones, the undertones for the skin. The foundation is $18, which you guys know that Morphe has always been super budget friendly and inexpensive, so the price is really good for the foundation. It comes with 1 fluid ounce. So quickly, what the foundation claims: it claims to be a 12-hour long wear foundation, sweat proof, transfer resistant, water resistant, free of oils, fragrance, and parabens, and then all great for skin tone, great for all skin tones, or skin types. So it's claiming kind of big things like the 24-hour long wear, and also sweat transfer resistant and water resistant, like that are pretty big claims to me. The concealer has a large range of shades as well. The concealer comes in 31 shades, and the concealer retails for $9, which is really inexpensive. I love the price. And so the concealer claims to be instant, full-on concealing power, blendable, multitasking formula, and free of fragrance and parabens. So let's just go ahead and get started with the foundation, because I'm super excited for this review. Oh, and I forgot to mention the foundation is matte. It says like on the sticker that it's matte. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the foundation on this side with the brush, and then on this side with a beauty blender. So I'll go ahead and start with the brush. I will usually apply most of my foundations with a brush just because I like prefer it. I really like full-on coverage, so I don't like to take away that coverage with a beauty blender. So there's most of the times that I do use brushes for my foundations. Already it seems like it's really full coverage, like just already, and I did put a little bit, and I feel like it's blending out really nice. You can tell it is a thicker formula. Definitely. You can also tell it's not going to be like super thin. You're going to be able to see it on the skin already, just because it does claim to be full coverage, so I thought it was going to do that. And especially since it's matte, things that are full coverage and matte tend to look like that. Like they look very, you know, they can just be seen on top of the skin. Okay, so now that I have applied it all over the skin, the coverage on it is really nice. You can tell it is a full coverage, so it does claim that it was full coverage. That's a check. Automatically, I feel like the side with the brush is obviously more full coverage. The beauty blender always will sheer out your foundation a little bit more, because I have like a few little pimples that are peeking through, but it isn't even that bad. Like, I see them, but they're really not like crazy, you know what I mean? So the coverage is really nice. The finish, I feel like it's not like a flat matte. It's like maybe like a satin. Even on the brush side, like it's a slight satin. You can see a little bit more luminosity on the beauty blender, but really you can't tell all that much. There's not too much luminosity, so you can tell it really is a matte foundation. I don't know what else to claim. So far, I'm not like absolutely loving it, to be honest, because it's so thick and I was having a little bit of a hard time to blend and spread it around the face. It was, I don't know, I just don't prefer that. I feel like I feel like it should be able to be spread easily, and I shouldn't have a hard time with like applying, like, you know, like a little bit on one area and it's not going to be enough. I don't know, I feel like the thickness of it is kind of catching me off guard. Okay, so I just applied a little bit more on top of those pimples that I said were peeking through, and it honestly covered them more. So you can honestly layer it if you use beauty blenders for your foundation and you still want to achieve that like full coverage look the brush gives you. You definitely still can just apply like a little bit more. So far it's like an it's whatever. I can tell it's not going to be my favorite foundation so far, but it all depends on how it wears. So if it lasts all day, like, I feel like I will still use it, because I feel like matte foundations, full coverage foundations that are all together and last long throughout the day are perfect for certain events and certain days that you know you're going to be wearing, you're going to need your makeup to look good from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, because for whatever reason, you know. So far it's okay. I love the coverage, but it's not my favorite so far because of the thickness. So let's just try the concealer, see how the concealer is. Oh, this is the concealer packaging. I think it's actually pretty cute. I really like it. This is the applicator of the concealer, which I actually really like. So it's like kind of flat, and then you see it's like that oval shape. I actually like this applicator. Besides like the Tarte Shape Tape, that's like my favorite applicator for concealers, but this one will come like in second. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit of that under the eye. I did go with a shade a little bit lighter because I like to have bright under eyes. So one thing I'm gonna notice already is the thickness of it. Like, automatically just applying it, it doesn't feel as thick as the foundation, which is good because I thought the foundation was a little too thick. So that's that. And I'm gonna do the same thing, blend the side with a brush and then the other side with a beauty blender. So that was, honestly, the concealer blended really nicely, and I felt like it blended out really quickly. It was easy to blend, so I really like that. Really easy to blend, but I automatically see it's not giving me my Shape Tape coverage. I don't know. When a concealer says it's full coverage, I compare it to my Shape Tape just because that concealer is super full coverage. But it's not super bad. I do have super dark under eyes, so it's not too bad, but for me, I do want like super full coverage. So let's try it under this eye with the beauty blender. So obviously on the beauty blender side, it's less full coverage, but like I said earlier, it really does blend out really easily. It's really blendable. So it did say that it was blendable. That was one of its claims, and I definitely agree with it. It did blend out really nice. And honestly, the concealer on top of the foundation looks very pretty. It has like more of that, it has a little bit more of luminosity, because even on the side with the brush, it has more of like you can see the luminous finish it has even on the side that I blended on the brush. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit more just because I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. So I'm gonna apply a little bit more here, and then also just start applying concealer in the areas that I always do. So I'm gonna go ahead and set under the eyes, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and set the whole face as well. No matter what foundation it is, I always set it. So I honestly feel like the concealer just looks really nice. It just doesn't have that coverage that I'm looking for. So I feel like its full coverage claim is not true. I feel like it's more of a medium to full coverage. Even building it up didn't build it up all that much. It did add a little bit, but not too much to where I wanted it to be like more, you know what I mean? So far on the concealer too. Okay, so now I have set the skin, and so far I think the foundation is looking really nice. Like, the foundation has really nice coverage. I really do have to say, give it that. The coverage on it is really, really nice. It just looks heavy on the skin. Like, you can tell that you have foundation on. And although I do have a lot of like imperfections on the skin, I have a lot of pimples and stuff like that, so that can tend to happen. But I don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face off camera and then I'll be back. Okay, so I just finished the face. I did kind of something simple. So after the face is finished, I actually really like how it looks so far. It looks really nice. Very like smooth and kind of flawless in a way. So I really like that. I like it for those glam days like that when you need a full coverage flawless foundation. The concealer doesn't look too bad now that I have like eyeshadow. I still feel like it could have used more coverage. But I'm gonna go along with my day and I'll be doing check-ins within the day. So I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, so it's 4:36 right now. When I finished my makeup, it was around 10:30. So we're hitting the 6-hour mark on the foundation. And so far, it doesn't look terrible. I don't hate it. But it still has that, like, it's sitting on the face kind of look. Like, it does, you can tell I am wearing makeup, and that's like one thing I was telling you earlier, because it's a matte foundation and it's a full coverage foundation, like, that was expected to happen. You can see it's settling into my smile lines right here, and it's getting pretty cakey right on the edges of the nose. I'll show you what it looks like in this light, in the sun. So not too terrible. Everything else is sitting pretty well on the skin. I feel like I haven't gotten much fading from the nose, which is where it starts. And on the chin, I still feel like I'm okay. So I'll just continue with my day for 6 hours. Honestly, that's not bad. We'll just continue to see how it looks by the end of the day. Hey guys, so it's 12:17, so it's been officially like over 12 hours. So I see like a little bit where I can see where it's settled in like my lines, like on my forehead it's settled on my lines, and then on the smile lines. But on the smile lines, okay, there's gonna be like some shadows because of the flash. And there's a flash in front of me, but there's like, you can see it's like slightly settled on my smile lines, but not too bad. But on my forehead I feel like it's more. I am a little shiny in like my cheek area and my like T-zone, which tends to happen with some foundations. So it didn't keep me completely matte throughout the whole day, but honestly it still looks super good. It's kept my highlight and my blush on. My bronzer has kind of faded, which tends to happen. I'm surprised about the highlight and blush as it is, and honestly I think it still looks really good. I'm kind of like iffy about this foundation. I think I would have to definitely try it more because I love the coverage. I don't like how thick it is, but it wore really, really nicely throughout the day. So I say if you have oily skin, I say try it because it's matte. You guys, I feel like oily skin would like it. But if you have dry skin, you really probably won't like it just because it is matte and so thick, so it makes it heavier on the skin. But I think I give it a thumbs up. I like it. I think I would still use it. It's not a foundation I would use like every day, but I definitely say a thumbs up on the foundation. Now the concealer, it doesn't look bad. It did crease a little bit, but not like too bad. The concealer is a no-go for me. It wore really nicely throughout the day, but it's not full coverage whatsoever. I say it's definitely medium coverage, and I always go for full coverage. So I don't think I would repurchase, but the foundation is good. The concealer is a thumbs down for me. But yeah. Hey guys, so I'm editing my video as we speak right now, but I just wanted to quickly jump in because my opinions on the concealer have changed. In the video, I don't like it as much. I said it's thumbs down, but it's actually not as bad. The coverage still stands as not as full coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape, but the coverage is not bad. I do think it's a good concealer for $9. I personally think that I will stick to my Tarte Shape Tape, but in the video I really said it's not a good concealer, and I do think it's a good concealer. It blends beautiful. If you don't have dark circles like I do, as dark as mine, the concealer will be full coverage for you. You know what I mean? So it's not a bad concealer. It blends beautifully, and for $9, it's not bad whatsoever. It's actually a really good concealer. Just personally, I wouldn't mind repurchasing it. It's not that I wouldn't. I just rather get my Tarte Shape Tape. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Bye. If there's any products you guys would like me to review, go ahead and comment them down below, because I'm definitely willing to try new products. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And if you like me and like my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.